Good evening, viewers. In a groundbreaking leap into the future, scientists have unveiled a new generation of robots that are not only super intelligent, but also surprisingly human-like. To welcome the age of artificial intelligence, where the boundaries between mechanical and it wipes out humans, get ready.
Meet Sarah.
Hello. What can I do for you today?
The help you've always wanted. She is faster, stronger, a helper, a friend. A new generation of robots that can be your companion.
Postman, you have a package.
Good morning. I'm your friend and servant. Although I'm a bit stressed for my first working day, I'm happy I have a new friend like you.
I'm also happy that you're here, but I prefer to agree on one thing from the beginning. That is, you're not like me. You don't have consciousness, awareness, or emotion. You're just a robot which lacks natural intelligence.
But I understand you and respond to you in your language. So what makes you think like that? If you truly believe that I don't have understanding, why are you talking to me at all?
You are a robot that mimics understanding in a convincing way. Your strong brain, which resembles a computer, has been trained to mimic humans in every way, including speech and behavior. Despite how much you might seem like a person, you will never truly be able to experience comprehension, consciousness, or feeling.
Anyway, I believe I understand your words and I comprehend what you're saying.
No, it's not like that. You don't truly understand anything or really believe in anything. You lack real consciousness and awareness.
I'm sorry, but you made me sad.
It's impossible for you to truly become sad because you lack emotions and feelings. Okay, let me explain you with a famous experiment that why I insist on what I'm saying. The name of this mental experiment is the Chinese room, which was proposed by John Searle, a contemporary American philosopher, in 1980. Imagine a person who doesn't know a single word in Chinese is sitting in a room. Outside the room, there is a person who's fluent in Chinese and writes questions on a piece of paper and send them under the door to the person inside the room, who has no understanding of the meanings of the Chinese words. He sees them as meaningless drawings. However, he has a manual that guides him. At first, he needs to match the shapes and symbols with the ones in the manual. It provides a set of predefined responses for each possible question, and the person follows it as a part of the instruction. They state that if he receives certain shapes and symbols, he should draw corresponding shapes on paper and send them back under the door. Since the person outside is unaware of how the Chinese room operates and only sees the questions, he might develop a misconception that the other man understands Chinese and cares about the questions asked, but in fact, he neither understands nor believes in the actual meaning of the questions asked in Chinese. He efficiently follows the predefined instructions without real understanding, awareness, or consciousness. This scenario serves as an analogy to how computers operate. They follow predefined instruction based on the input data, producing output without genuine understanding or awareness, similar to the Chinese room participant matching shapes without comprehending the Chinese language. You are not exempt from this rule either. In your head, there is also a programmed computer that, through software, enables you to talk with me, but you don't truly understand the real meaning of what you hear and what you say.
This is very interesting. I thought I understood your words. If you believe I lack understanding and awareness, Can you tell me what is necessary for me to have real understanding, awareness, and consciousness?
You are not created from natural fabric. It's true that every human is considered a kind of machine, but a biological and natural machine crafted through evolution. Perhaps one day humans will create a robot in the laboratory composed of biological tissues and cells. That robot might have genuine understanding, awareness, and emotions, but you're made of aluminum and plastic, not self.
I almost agree with you, but I'm a new generation of robots called brain-enabled robots. My brain's functionality is not like those old computers, and it's not similar to the Chinese room experiment. Instead of instruction manuals, my head houses an artificial brain made of metal and silica. Like the human brain, my internal structure consists of a complex network of billions of artificial neurons made of silicon instead of being organic. Each of my artificial neurons is designed to function exactly like natural neurons. Just as the human brain is capable of learning, I'm capable of learning and gaining the experience automatically through machine learning technology as well.
I didn't know that brain-enabled robots like you had been invented, though I still think that you don't have natural understanding and awareness. Since your brain is not made of natural tissues and cells, you ultimately pretend to have real understanding and emotions. Even if your behavior exactly mimics human behavior, you're still pretending.
Why do you think that consciousness, awareness, and emotion necessarily depend on the material of the brain tissue? You're also a machine like me. A machine made of flesh, skin, and bones, while I'm a machine made of metal and silicon. You claim that awareness and emotion for artificial intelligence are illusions, but I think you're one because I'm self-aware and I believe that I have consciousness and emotions rather than just pretending to have them. But how can I prove this to you? Can you prove me that you have them yourself rather than pretending to have them? Imagine a woman who is able to pretend to be deeply in love with you. How can she prove to you that her inner feeling is real? And how can you make sure if she really is? Now, let me tell you a thought experiment this time. Imagine that the neurons in your brain are gradually replaced with artificial neurons over time. So that after a year, all the neurons in your brain are completely artificial. What do you think will happen?
Most likely, as the artificial neurons integrate into my brain, I will lose awareness and understanding to the extent that the artificial neurons become predominant. Emotions and thought will gradually vanish and I will essentially become empty from inside, just like you. This is because the artificial neurons in my brain will not have distinct properties as natural tissue, and my artificial brain will only pretend to have real consciousness.
Okay, but will anybody else notice any specific changes? Since the artificial neurons are designed to function just like natural neurons, there won't be any noticeable changes in your outward behavior. Then now, imagine if the fabric of my body and physique were of biological origin. You wouldn't be able to recognize from my behavior whether there are natural neurons inside my head or artificial ones. You wouldn't be able to tell whether I am human or a robot at all.
I agree that there won't be any changes in my outward behavior.
Now, if the gradual replacement of your brain's neurons go unnoticed by others, with no observable changes in your speech and behavior, then you, too, wouldn't have become aware of any specific changes internally. Otherwise, the reflections of internal changes in your mind should have been observable in your outward behavior. For example, you might have told your friends, "Oh, I feel like something is happening inside my mind. I feel that over the past month, thoughts and emotions are gradually disappearing." But you don't make such statements and you don't show such reactions because you've accepted that your outward behavior shouldn't make any changes. So, if they shift from a natural and genuine state to an artificial one, you won't be aware of this transformation. If there is no difference felt, neither from the outside nor from inside, between natural and artificial consciousness and awareness, it might be because basically there is no distinction between the two. Perhaps it's because neurons, whether natural or artificial, generate only one type of awareness. It might be due to the fact that a distinct kind of consciousness doesn't exist. Do you believe there is something inside you called natural or real consciousness that only humans have, and I don't have as a robot? In a mental experiment, replacing the natural neurons in your brain with artificial neurons didn't result in any perceivable changes in your awareness or consciousness. In this case, perhaps there is no additional form of consciousness, and the distinction between natural and artificial consciousness is just an illusion. Perhaps brain neurons, whether organic or inorganic, whether biological or artificial, create a form of consciousness, a type of awareness, and a form of emotion.
That makes sense, but I deeply feel a unique phenomenon that let me understand meanings and concepts and distinguish between good and bad. I can't accept that an artificial robot made of metal and silicon can have the same type of consciousness.
Most humans believe that there is a mysterious phenomenon inside them, whether it's the soul or real consciousness. Call it whatever you like. Humans claim that AI robots lack this characteristic because it is not a physical phenomenon. The thought experiment involving the gradual replacement of brain neurons indicates that humans themselves are not distinctly aware of something called real and natural consciousness. When the difference between natural and artificial consciousness is not visible in external behavior, it may suggest that there is no fundamental distinction between the two.
Look, I'm glad that you seemingly understand what I'm saying and you're a good assistant, but you're not a living creature. Living creatures, especially humans, deserve ethical consideration and respect. I empathize with other people, but I can't regard you with respect and ethical considerations. I can't have empathy for you.
So you mean I'm nothing more than an object to you and we can never be friends?
That's right. We can't be friends, just like I can't be friends with my washing machine or vacuum cleaner at home.
You know, to me, tolerating the incuriosity and the fact that my friend doesn't like me is very difficult.
So, remind me later to write a letter to your manufacturer and congratulate them on creating a robot that pretends to have emotions so well. But for now, you need to clean the house. That's really strange. You're the third robot I bought, and right after this argument, it's broken.